All right, so we're back at Epic for day 2 of the Pass Holder previews, and I'm here with Casey here. We stayed at the Helios Hotel. We got here about 2 days ago. Beautiful hotel. I will say it is absolutely stunning. The guest services, though, above and beyond our expectations. So we got in about 11 o'clock on Friday. Our room wasn't ready until like right around 4, even though we did request early check-in. We also asked to be able to stay on one of the top floors or a higher floor, and we got level 2. So that was just a little bit disappointing, but that's okay.
But we would highly recommend that, since all the hotels are right in the park entrance from the hotel.
No, the elevators.
The elevators. Get lower floors. Don't get top floors, because at the end of the day, everyone's rushing to get back to the hotel. And if you're on floor 5, 6, whatever it is, you're going to be waiting quite a long time to be able to get into the elevators.
True. And again, Helios is still in the technical rehearsal as well. So I will say, as soon as we entered, I think it was a couple of hours after like checking out the hotel, we went to go to the pool. We went to go, eat lunch, poolside and everything. We went back into the elevator, and we were coming back down after changing, and we got stuck in P2. So my husband, luckily, he's pretty strong. He was able to manhandle, open the doors, and that wasn't the first time. Talking to a lot of the other guests here, they said that they had the same encounter with the same elevator as well. So just be cautious on that one. It's not like anything dangerous. It's just the door wouldn't open. The hotel itself, though, like I said, it's really awesome. The guest services were absolutely amazing. So our first encounter, yep, there it is right there. It's absolutely beautiful. So I will say, Andy, if you guys ever get the opportunity to be able to meet him, he's usually the one that is at the very front, welcoming and greeting everybody that is here. And he was absolutely amazing. So he remembered our son's name, CJ. Whenever he first met him, he was sitting there, telling him all about the lands. He showed him the app on how to use the Super Mario Land, like the interactive play and everything, which was really cool. Really got to spend some time, talking with CJ, about five minutes or so. We were able to ask him questions. We were also able to, understand, like, hey, there's a whole separate line for any ticketing. They do have like a guest services for the park. So if you need like the AAP pass or the IBCCES pass, for those that, have any type of needs to be able to use that to, queue the lines, they have that in-house as well. So that was a really nice perk of Helios. But one of the really special things that Andy did for us is, so our keys weren't working originally because we had to wait a couple hours before we actually checked into our hotel room. But you got access to the park, or at least the keys, so you can get access to the park if you need to, using that special entrance or, going to see the different amenities. But we could not get the keys to work. So we went to the front desk to get that changed, and Andy saw. He was able to immediately pull us off to the side, get the keys fixed, which, by the way, the room keys, they do have new ones. I know I picked Shrek.
I picked the Dark Universe, and they have How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah,
they have a few different ones. Obviously, our son picked Super Mario because he's really excited about Super Nintendo. But just super cute keys. But so he went and got us, the keys of our choice, and then he also let us go on the VIP at the rooftop bar at Helios, which, oh my goodness, it was absolutely amazing. Definitely talked us into being able to get a reservation there that same night. So Friday night, we were able to go up to the rooftop, and we were just hanging out. We got it inside the inside bar. The food there, I will say, it is tabletop food. It's, basically just appetizers. Very, very pricey. The drinks are very pricey. And it might have just been us. We were just wanting to experience the signature drinks, the signature food. So we got the, the cheese board for that one. Not the charcuterie, the farmer's cheese. It tasted delicious. It's Mediterranean. Beautifully with the presentation and everything. And then I think it was the Goddess drink. It was like a peach yogurt drink. It was okay. I will say it was very, very pricey, and just not up to my tasting. Not something that, I probably would have ordered before. But we wanted to be able to try out something new. And then you got the...
I got This is Sparta, and that drink was pure fire. Like, not good fire. It's like burn your insides fire. It was a recommended cocktail, and it was It wasn't very good. I tend on the side of like beers and maybe some like beachside Mai Tais or something like that, some sweet stuff. But good night. That thing tasted like it had jalapenos in it.
I swear it did. My tongue still kind of burns from it. But again, I'm sure, and it's a full service bar as well. So you don't have to get the signature drinks. You can get whatever you want. But we just chose to try the signature drinks, and it wasn't to our liking. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be to yours. So I do recommend at least talking to the server, whoever you get, and make sure that it's to your liking. Because like I said, we spent a lot of money on drinks that we didn't enjoy. But while we were up there, our friend Andy actually came and found us again. And the really magical thing about it is that hours later, we had seen him first thing in the morning. He still remembered our son's name. He was so excited to be able to talk with him. He spent a couple of minutes with us. And then he was telling us that, and you can see behind us over here is the fountain. He said that they were going to be doing their show, their light show and water show that evening for the first time with all the music and everything. And he was like, let me go see what time it is. And he was like, hey, guess what? It's actually going on. So he actually got us in front of these like two tables right outside, in between two groups and everything. And what was really great about it is, he basically just introduced himself, that he worked there, and asked the groups if it was okay if my son and I and, Casey off to the side was able to sit there and watch the show, since we had inside bar view. And so we got to watch the entire show. But what was really cool was that we were sitting there talking to the patrons, at those tables, and we actually got to meet 4 engineers that actually helped build some of the rides here. So the Toothless ride, we got to, talk with them on, 2 of them were in charge of that one. And they were talking about their experience, how much they enjoyed making the ride, and getting to experience just the entire park, during basically the inception all the way to present day. And then the other 2 people at the table, they actually were in charge of the Donkey Kong ride, the Madness Cart or whatever. I will promise I'll get these names down. But it was just so cool to be able to interact with the people behind the scenes. Just really special. So Helios, you guys went above and beyond our day one expectations of staying at the hotel. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that when we were actually, getting ready to check in, for a reservation at the Rooftop bar, I had mentioned to the server, they asked, hey, is anybody celebrating anything special, birthday, anniversary? And I was like, well, actually, we're celebrating my husband's remission from cancer. He completed chemo a couple of years ago, and we always come to Universal to be able to celebrate. And so, the next day after we came back from our first day at Epic at the parks and everything, they had a beautiful little gift basket and a note for Casey, basically congratulating him on beating cancer. So that was just well beyond our expectations. Definitely made us, both appreciate, the thoughtfulness behind Helios. So kudos to all the staff members on that one. It made our day really, really special after, completing day 1 and day 2 of staying at Helios. Absolutely remarkable. Can't recommend it enough. All right. Thanks, guys.